We're starting the morning.
Well, I've been monitoring you on X, and I realize you're not a big fan of the approach Dr. Bawumia and many people within the NPP are using in response to the proposal that has been put forward by the former president. They have resorted to criticizing the idea. For a lot of people in politics, that's the very first thing that comes to mind when you're opening truths in an idea. You want to kill it before it gains traction. Why do you think that's a bad move?
I think that Bawumia is a very bad salesperson. If you have been in sales before, you do not just go about because of competition, lambasting your competitor's product just like that, wholesale like that. I mean, it's as if the consumer that you're trying to sell to has no brain of their own. You're trying to say that the consumer is stupid, that when they see a good thing or a bad thing, they can't see unless you tell them that it's good or bad. That's how Bawumia is actually behaving. In sales, you don't do that. If somebody, a competitor, presents a compelling product, you do not tell the customer that, oh, this is a very bad product. No. You have to identify the gaps of that product and speak to the strength of your product in filling that gap. But if you wholesale tell the consumer that, oh, this is a very bad product, you are actually invariably telling the consumer that they are stupid. I mean, are we Ghanaians that stupid that when we see something that is common sense, we can't appreciate that this is common sense? Should it take Bawumia to tell us that it's a bad idea? And by the way, why is it gaining traction amongst Ghanaians? It tells you that people can relate to that. Sorry, I've lived in England for 18 years. Most people, a lot of people who have been to Germany, who have been to US, who have been to Japan, China, a lot more people know that there is a 24-hour economy elsewhere, which is different from pockets of people working maybe at night, for example. I'm sorry, but he's actually displaying, unless of course he wants to be mischievous, trying to say that because of competition's sake, you know, he's trying to hoodwink Ghanaians. There's a difference between somebody who is working at night because they work, if you take the pubs or the clubs, for example. I've never seen club or pub that actually goes, you know, into the day, unless when you go to some places like Italy, etc., where there are quite a lot of the clubs are used for so many other things. They can operate during the daytime. If you go to some places in America where they have strip clubs, they do daytime. And when you enter, it's like a nighttime sort of thing, right? Now, the point is that when we talk about, you know, 24-hour economy, wherever you have been, we're talking about the value chain or the supply chain, all right, of sectors. So if somebody is in hospitality, of course, hotels are open 24 hours. But does that mean that the one who supplies the hotel, you know, the raw materials, actually operating 24 hours? No. So we are saying that if you talk about 24 hours, you mean the entire supply chain is moving 24 hours. That transport is working 24 hours. You have, you know, the manufacturing plant working 24 hours. You have the supplementary product, you know, working 24 hours. Let me give you my university, for example. So I come to work. Usually I come to work at 8, thereabouts. Sometimes you can come to work like 6 a.m. By the time you come 6 a.m., that's where the cleaners have come in, right? They've come to actually clean from 6 a.m. When you go to my university in Sheffield, the cleaners actually work night shift. I have done night shift in a lot of, you know, UK companies, in the companies that I've worked. I used to work at Hainault, you know, which is the tube station, the tube garage, you would call it, you know, where you have the trains packed. We work from 4 a.m. you go to Hainaut, I think it was the shifts were from 12. So some go to 12 to 2, some 2 to 4, some 4 to 6. I used to do 3 jobs. I used to do French Connection, which was from 9 to 5. I leave from I'll leave French Connection, come home, shower, eat, and then go to Excel Exhibition Center. And I work at Excel Exhibition Center, I think from 10 to 12. We used to clean the exhibition center when I was doing my master's. And then from Excel Exhibition Center, I'll go to Hainaut, the tube garage, if you want to call it that way, to go and wash 2 coaches from 4 a.m. to 6. You get it? And I rush back to Upton Park, shower, and then go to my day job, which is 9 to 5 at French Connection. Anyone who actually lives in England or had been in England, London, ask them whether that is not the case. So it is a common sense. And that's why it is resonating with people. It shouldn't take Bawumia to say that it's a bad idea. It reflects bad on him. And that is not the attitude of rational human beings. Don't say it's a bad idea. Look at the loopholes. Ask Mahama what are the underpinnings to ensure that this will work, and attack that. Question whether perhaps, the structures that would make the 24-hour work had actually been, explored, and then look at the gaps in that. Perhaps you can even suggest an alternative of the same 24-hour. But for you to wholeheartedly and wholesale say that it's a bad idea, that actually talks about the limiting thinking and the rationality from Bawumia himself. It makes him look terrible. I would advise him not to go on that tangent. And whoever is his campaign handlers, I think they've done a very bad job, because for him to go about lambasting and Ghanaians finding familiarity with it, he's trying to tell us that we are stupid. We're not stupid. When we see things that are good, I'm sure Ghanaians can make out of it.
So for you, okay. So, but what should have been the approach? Because you're talking about...
See, it's competition. It's common sense. Someone had put their product, and then I've explained what their product is. You put your product, and you say you're going to do blue economy. Go ahead and explain to Ghanaians how superior your blue economy is to the 24-hour economy proposal. Alan Chamantin had talked about GTP. Tell Ghanaians how superior your blue economy is to the 24-hour economy and to the GTP. You don't go about saying it's a bad idea, it's a bad idea, and you're struggling to push it into the truth, or like you're forcing it on Ghanaians for us to see that it's a bad idea. It's a terrible strategy. I would never handle my candidate like that. It's a terrible strategy. He needs to come to the point of rationality. This is a common sense policy. That's why it's resonating with people. Come with your blue economy. Why have you stopped talking about your blue economy and attacking somebody? It is very bad strategy. He needs to start talking to Ghanaians about his blue economy, how compelling that blue economy is to the 24-hour economy, and see whether Ghanaians will grasp it. If you say that the 24-hour economy is not new, blue economy is not new either. I mean, in my own Nita Kradi, we have been fishing for all these years. There have been trolleys, Chinese trolleys have been even in the seas. So blue economy is not new. Perhaps we're talking about the scale of it. And so Mahama is not wrong to say that I'm going to turn this economy into a 24-hour economy. Pockets of people operating at night. It is so simplistic to think that that means a 24-hour economy. I was surprised to hear someone like Bawumia, pardon me to say, that with a PhD and thinking that someone operating their night, nightclub or their restaurant at night means an economy? Really? Oh, come on. It shouldn't surprise us. And it shouldn't take us as fools, as idiots. That's the point that pains me. That someone would want to redefine because he's belittling our intelligence to think that we're fools. We're not fools. Why is it resonating with Ghanaians? It's a common sense policy. So don't try to rehash it and try to redefine it for people to see that it's bad. That's not how salespeople work. If I was your manager and you're a salesperson like that, I'll fire you because you don't know how sales works. If the product looks like a common sense product to the customer, it is not you telling the customer that it's a bad product that would make them ditch it. It is about you identifying the gaps in that product and then telling them how compelling yours can build that gap. That's when the customer would buy it. So it should go back. I don't know his handler. They should go back to the drawing board and then recalibrate their strategy because this won't work. I don't think the number of times that he would say that it's a bad idea would make Ghanaians. Look, Ghanaians are very intelligent people. You shouldn't take us for granted.
But Prof, is this not consistent with Dr. Bawumia's approach? The tendency to always report to...
That's what he feels that is worked for him. Because when he came onto the scene, of course, he had fresh ideas. And there's something that he's doing that he should stop. You see, former President Kufuor once said, and I think that he told NDC when they were attacking him that he's been a legal person. He has never been in court, and he told them that I am not coming to the presidency alone. I'm going to work with people. Bawumia thinks that he's the most intelligent person ever happened to this country. I am the one. I have the ideas. I am this. I am this. My friend, it's not you. It is the party. So even if at some point in time people thought that you were novel, you had bright ideas, we have tested it and realized that it was rubbish. So do not go around saying, I have the ideas. The competition is not you and Muhammad. It's about governance. It's about the party. So he should take a clue from former President Kufuor's, maxim that I am not the only one coming to government. You're going to work with people. By the way, he himself has said that they didn't give him opportunity to work. And that's why the economy is like this. And now you're saying you have been the ideas person and you have actually demonstrated it. And so we should trust that you have the ideas better than Muhammad does. Really? If this is your idea and has brought us into this ditch when he had promised that 18 months we're going to turn into Singapore, Malaysia, then I'm sorry. We can't test you again. Absolutely atrocious points to make.
And I'm wondering, from your own perspective, I know this will have to be a matter of them consulting you, but what do you think should change about this approach?
You should realize that his brand personality is dead. The Bawumia brand personality is dead. The image is no longer there.
The Bawumia brand personality is dead.
It's dead.
That's what the MPP is betting his hope on.
No, he's dead. I don't think that Ghanaians hear Bawumia, they think he's a freshness of ideas. No. That brand personality is gone, long gone. He has three, when you're going into campaign, you have at least three elements. You have the party brand, you have the policy brand, and then you have the candidate brand. The candidate brand as the messenger is completely gone. All right? The credibility is no longer there. Now, the problem he has is because is that he had gone around, promise, and never achieved. So even policy brand has a problem because there is a credibility issue with what Bawumia says. All right? Taxation to production never did. I will lock dollar never happened. So even with policy brand, there's a problem there. But at least that could give him some window of coming out with some common sense policy that Ghanaians can actually reflect on and resonate with. Then, of course, the party brand. I don't think that the party brand is even strong because the MPP party itself is in a state of comatose. All right? So he has a problem. He needs to identify these issues and then try to work on a strategy. But if he thinks that the Bawumia political brand, Bawumia brand is strong, he's mistaken. Perhaps he's speaking to his activists, all right? The campaign, the party activists of NPP or those following Bawumia, they don't see that Bawumia brand is dead. But for majority of Ghanaians, you just go out to the public and do a survey of what they think of Bawumia, and you can come back to appreciate me that the Bawumia brand is completely dead.
So to you, his best approach is to find some common sense policy initiatives sell to Ghanaians.
Absolutely. Look, 24-hour is a common sense policy. That's why it's resonating. People have experienced it. People can see the logic and the rationale in it. People can relate to it. It is not you to tell us that it's bad. Unfortunately, that's what he's trying to do. But he should rather go to the drawing board and find a common sense policy that can resonate just like what the 24-hour is doing. Alan brought his GTP. What is yours? You brought your blue ocean or blue economy. Have you explained to us what a blue economy is? You haven't, and you're rather going around lambasting someone. That's not a good sales strategy. Sorry.
Prof, always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.
Grateful. Thank you.
Professor KOBBY MENSAH is a political marketing strategist. Now, he lectures at the University of Ghana Business School, speaking to us. We'll speak shortly to a manufacturing consultant and president of the manufacturing consultant based in the UK, president of UK Prof on this. We'll also have to speak to Dr. Richard Fiadon, who is president of Chamber for Local Governance and Development. And all things being equal, we have a conversation with our good friend Dr. Amokoba, who is a political scientist on this, because in fact, Dr. Amokoba's view is captured this morning by the Daily Post newspaper, I believe. Right, what did he say?
Dr. Amokoba said the 24-hour economy is feasible.
Feasible?
Yeah.
Feasible?
So, yeah, says Dr. Richard Amokoba.
I'm yet to hear anybody who thinks that it is not doable. In fact, this morning when I woke up, one of the things I started doing again, I started yesterday, and I continued to do it. I was trying to read around the view, the world view on the 24-hour economy. In fact, there are lots of spaces where they are trying to convert them into 24-hour cities. 24-hour cities. Cities that never sleep.
Okay.
Because always people say New York never sleep. Amsterdam is one of the places where they are trying to convert it into a 24-hour city. New York is one. We're joined on the line by Ken Johnson, who is a manufacturing consultant based in the UK, and also President Prof UK. Thank you very much, Ken, and good morning to you.
Good morning, Senna, and thanks for having me.
Ken, how are you?